Hi, this is Deepak. So it's afternoon here in the Bahamas. I did not actually do a podcast this morning because I left New York very early, but I'm ready to do it now. So here we go. The question today is about cosmic consciousness. How does it behave? And what is creative interactivity? And how does that actually influence both our lives and also the life of society and ultimately the life of the world? So let me basically address these questions with you right now, and then I'm going to give you a little tour of this wonderful place that I'm in as well. So, consciousness in its pure state, without being conditioned, is the ground state of all experience. The universe that we experience is a human universe because it is experienced, we might say, through the human nervous system. The brain and the mind are complementary activities of consciousness. So think of the mind the same way as you think of waves of possibility, and but with probabilities based on karma and memory and desire. And think of the brain as particles, the objective physical counterpart. Now, of course, in the deeper reality, nothing is physical and nothing is also mental. There is only awareness in which we have the experience of both the mind in the form of thoughts and emotions, and also the body and the universe in the form of what we call physicality. But they are, as I said, complementary aspects of our own self, the deeper self, the unconditioned self, pure consciousness, which is synonymous with cosmic consciousness. So when we look at consciousness in its pure states, it's a field of all possibilities, it's a field of creativity, it's a field of intentionality, it's a field of unpredictability, and it's a field where everything is inseparable from everything else. So also it expresses itself through what is called complementarity, which means wave and particle, organism and environment and so on. And also it expresses itself through evolution, which is a never-ending horizon. It also expresses itself as recursion, which means it repeats old patterns and then jumps to new expressions. The inseparability, non-local correlation is also frequently referred to as quantum entanglement, which means before a particular state manifests, all states exist simultaneously as possibility. And so if you think of these things, sentience, creative interactivity, complementarity, evolution, recursion, and all the things I mentioned, this is ground state. Creative interactivity is a word that's used to express sentience. So at every level there is some sentience. At the level of cells, they're interacting with each other. At the level of organs in our body, at the level of the ecosystem, everything is inseparable and also interacting with its own self to express higher levels of expression that we call evolution. Okay, so start with the very basics. You know, when you started this particular body-mind experience that we call your life, at the moment of gestation, you were one cell. That cell divided into 2 to 4, etc. In approximately 50 replications, you became the 70 to 100 trillion cells, which are the differentiated expression of that one cell. But now that's eyes, that's nose, there's forehead, hair follicles, genitalia, liver, kidney, spleen, bone marrow, all of that came from one cell. How? Through creative interactivity. Through creative interactivity. The one cell interacted with its own cell and then became all the cells of your body. And they all look different, but they're actually that one cell. So they're not different, they're differentiated. And differentiation is not separation because they're all connected to that one cell as the source from where you started. Similarly, in the entire universe is one consciousness differentiating into all these modes of observation, which are species-specific, culture-specific, but also individual. So there are innumerable knowers, innumerable ways of knowing, and innumerable objects observed. Or you could say innumerable observers, innumerable modes of observation, innumerable objects observed, innumerable seers, innumerable ways of seeing, and innumerable objects observed, innumerable sceneries, but all coming from the one sphere. The witnessing awareness that differentiates into all this experience that we call mind, body, universe. Now, how does this apply to individuals? When two people interact in the spirit of compassion and love and inseparability, empathy, then creativity almost automatically emerges. So I've been doing a lot of studying on what is called emergence, and the people who call themselves experts in emergence, they say that if you have an open system, if you have shared vision, shared goals, and if you incubate together and you emotionally and spiritually bond, then whatever the intention is, through creative interactivity, it'll emerge. In fact, that's the very basis of the emergence of the universe. The creative interactivity of one consciousness interacting with itself and experiencing itself as so many knowers, so many modes of knowing, and so many objects observed. One seer, but becoming innumerable seers, innumerable ways of seeing, and a multiplicity of scenery. Okay, so if you want to interact in creative, sentient modes, then what you do is you find people who share your vision, you bond with them emotionally and spiritually, you incubate together in meditation, you give each other feedback, you're totally open, and then whatever the vision is, it will automatically emerge through creative interactivity. Peter Konziolka says, when two or more of you are gathered in my name. Correct, Peter. That's it. When two or more are gathered in my name means in the infinite consciousness, then you will have creative interactivity and manifest whatever the intention is. And in this, there is no place for ego. Okay, so that's, I hope, answers your question today. What is creative interactivity? How does it help us? It can help us create a better society. It can help us create a better world. My goal ultimately is to creatively interact with you so that we can reach a critical mass of what shall we say? Critical mass that moves our world into the direction of peace, social and economic justice, and sustainability, and health and happiness. And that's it. So if we do that together, we create the universe we want, because the universe is one song, and we're all different activities and part of that symphony. So more on this in this book, You Are the Universe, Discovering Your Cosmic Self. And if you join our site here, which is discoveringyourcosmicself.com, you ask questions, I will continue to answer them, but we can all actually participate in this together. Let our creative interactivity create a more peaceful, just, sustainable, healthy, happy, joyful world. And as I said, we can do it together. Okay, now let me just share with you where I am. So I'm in the Bahamas at the Shivananda Ashram, and let me share with you what the here looks like. This is from my balcony. You see there are people walking on the beach, and some people just lying on the beach, and really beautiful scenery here. But remember, the scenery requires a seer and a mode of seeing. So all that we are seeing here is our own self. We are seeing our own self as body, mind, and I am witnessing here as a beautiful location in space and time, but actually the experience we are having, that I am having, and that you are having with me, that experience is happening in consciousness, which is not in space-time. Jordan Flesher says, Shiva is the seer, yes, and Shakti is the creative impulse that the seer experiences through its own interactivity. Okay, I hope that makes sense to you, and lots of love to you, and we'll connect tomorrow from here, the Bahamas, the Shivananda Ashram in the Bahamas. Thank you, God bless, and tomorrow, okay? See you tomorrow, right from here.